It's not what you did, son, that angers me so. It's who you did it to.
Who? Nobody?
That nobody is John Wick.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you. Always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bro.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday, and welcome back to the John Wick Minute, the show where we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate John Wick 1 minute at a time.
I'm Samuel.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Steven. Listeners, you're missing a great visual gag right now, but today we are talking about minute number 15 of John Wick. Minute 15 begins with John coming downstairs after the puppy, and it ends with a masked Yosef looking down at John's bloody face. This is kind of why the movie happens, this minute right here.
We are not celebrating this minute.
No, it's sad.
So sad.
Well, I mean, if you're a cat lover, you might be. But
or if you're just such a fan of John Wick that the movies that you're willing to endure any pain to make them happen, or spend a podcast talking about each minute of the movie.
Well, Daisy was willing to endure the pain for the movie.
Was she?
Was
she like willing? Well, okay, Andy is the name of the puppy that played Daisy.
Andy played Daisy.
Yes. Okay, so as the minute progresses, he comes downstairs. He sees two people standing all masked up and wearing black, and then a third hits him in the back of the head with a baseball bat. Very much out, because it makes a heavy metal clang too. It's
yeah.
So my question is, I don't know how long he's been out of the life. None of us know. But can you really be out of it that long that if you're pretty much the world's best assassin, that you're unaware of
taken by
someone
surprise?
coming up behind you?
For sure.
So in this case, yes, and because that he has been out of it. He has zero inclination this is going to happen. And he's been out of it for quite a while, we realize, right? Because she was sick for a long time. So he's like, I mean, if he's been out of this even just a year, it's not that his training goes away, obviously, but to be just completely unsuspecting, that edge can get lost. And then the first hit is a baseball bat. So there's not really much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A solid hit to your head. Your noggin is scrambled for a good while.
Yeah.
There's no standing up. You can get hit by a car and keep fighting, but you get hit on the head with a baseball bat. It's
well, and it also matters if you're expecting to get hit. It does. It matters if you're you're braced for hitting and getting beat. You're just already compensating for the abuse you're about to take, but not like that.
Yeah, for sure.
The
Unless,
one that gets me,
of course, the plot says that
too.
he gets up and kicks all their butts. Then he's fine.
Of course. The one that gets me more than getting hit in the back of the head with a baseball bat is when he kicks him from the floor. He's laying on his side. He kicks him upwards into the nose. That's what gets me. I'm like, oh man,
painful.
That's
That's gonna make anybody cry.
Isn't that what they tell you to tell people to do in self-defense, palm upward into the nose, because then the shards of the broken nose go up into the brain? Isn't that what they say?
This is a myth made popular by Star Trek.
The reason you hit them in the nose is because it's impossible for your eyes to not water if you get smacked in the nose real hard. So then it blurs your vision.
Your eyes water, you can't see.
Yeah, that's the real reason.
Captain Kirk and Next Generation.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
It's the cool thing to do.
So cool.
But so he takes a beating,
and so does Daisy.
And how do we do this? How do we broach the topic?
I do it by expressing how they filmed it, so it makes us feel a little bit better. So yes, the puppy. Yes, exactly, because sad. Daisy, is
Eats it at
whining. So they're like,
1440.
yes, eats it at 1440. Um, she's whining, so they're like, shut that dog up, and she runs out and kind of goes like behind a piece of furniture. He grabs her, pulls her out, and then it cuts away, and he makes like, I don't know, a kicking motion. It looks like at first. It's hard to tell. He's like blurry and it's out of focus.
It is very hard to tell.
We hear one big yelp, and we kind of think that's it. But this is Gregory, which was played by Omer. Oh, where's his name? Omer Barnea. And it said that between takes he would pick up the puppy and cuddle it and play with it because he felt so bad about what he was doing.
He felt so bad about every time he kicked it.
And yeah, so they would.
I'm so sorry. I promise I'll get it right on this take. I will.
They got the shots of him putting the puppy there, and then of course, because the camera doesn't have to see him actually hit the dog, the puppy was just completely gone. He just made a motion of kicking the air and made it look like he was. So no puppy harmed in the making of this film. But when it is laying on the floor, there is a fake puppy that they just have laying still on the floor. So
nice.
Yeah, it's all sad. Is aside from being plot motivation in this specific scenario, is it ever like okay to kill a dog in movies?
Will Smith does it.
Yeah, is that okay?
Though.
It was a
it's
horrible
driven.
Old Yeller.
Every time a dog dies in a movie that I can think of, it's plot driven. Old Yeller, I Am Legend, Hondo,
can I
John Wick.
propose that anytime anything happens in a movie, it's plot driven?
No,
that's not true.
Not true. There's a lot that happens in movies that you're like, wait, why is that here? Yeah.
Well,
Canto bite.
Yes, but I mean, like, okay, I should have said yes. Fair. What I mean to say is, if it happens in a movie, somebody directed it to happen.
Yeah, that's not the same as plot driven.
This thing needs to happen. That's true. So, is the random killing of dogs? Well, we see cows randomly getting killed in Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Yes.
Yeah. Did anyone watch the HBO series Chernobyl?
Nope.
So
I saw some of the episodes with you. And
that's right. Yeah. There's one scene where, and this was a true story, the people who cleaned up after Chernobyl went into the area and were killing animals that might have been radiated. So there is a scene where one of the soldiers is going and shooting the dogs in the nearby town, and it's pretty awful as well. So yeah,
rude.
It's not great.
Hollywood hates
dogs.
dogs.
What's hard about doing these minute by minutes is we're only watching like the minutes of the episode. Typically, we don't watch the movie every week.
Yeah,
I'm
that
sorry.
Would be dedication.
But it's really hard now because I have this very strong sense of like, I need to see the vindication.
Right.
Like I need to see the release of the, so now I've, got this dead puppy in
she's
tension.
She's pushing up daisies.
She's pushing up Daisy.
She got 1440'd.
She got 1440.
There will be 77 more of 1440s that occur in this movie. We're calling them out every time.
I watched a video that had it at 80 some, and I was confused because I'm like, I thought it was 70 some too. So I'll have to send.
I think.
I'll find the link and send it to you.
It's sometimes hard to know because you don't always know.
Right. So
it's hard
Voodoo,
to get an exact count.
So I own this on Voodoo. Voodoo actually has in its extras the kill counter for both this movie and the second movie.
Oh, that's funny.
You could just watch it. It's fun.
Gotcha.
Oh my gosh. It's just a kill counter. Every kill in the movie. It's great. It has it. I think I could be wrong. It's been a while since I watched it, but I thought it was 77.
Well, we'll definitely know by the end of the movie.
Yes.
A lot.
So we know
we'll have a running tally of 1440s on the.
So the ending though of this minute is
Yosef is masked, looking down at him, but you can tell it's him.
Oh, and they find the car keys as well. Just so we know that.
They ask in Russian where the car keys are while they're murdering the puppy.
Yes. So we can deduce that it is the three men he ran into at the gas station.
Correct.
Right, and I know the answer is so the movie can happen. But these guys are well, I don't know. Maybe they're just doing it to torture the guy or whatever. Because like they don't know who he is, but he did speak. Like, the guy spoke Russian back to you, right?
Yeah.
Like, you should at least be semi-suspicious that this random American knew Russian. I mean, now
Yeah.
granted, maybe it's a
Uh,
coincidence, but like,
I mean,
you really
maybe
shouldn't like leave the guy alive. Like, they left him alive.
the New
Yeah.
York metropolitan area has a lot of diversity. So, I mean, it
That's
really
also
wouldn't be
true.
that hard to run into someone else who knew Russian in New
But
York
let's go to
or that
movie 2 and
area, right?
movie 2 and movie 3. We learn just how many people are involved in this underworld. And it is like
Also true.
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
So
So
this actually, to your point, how long has John Wick been out of the game if Yosef doesn't know who he is?
that's true.
Or was Yosef just always kind of shielded from the world because daddy has lots of money and he's a spoiled brat?
It doesn't actually seem like that as much because he definitely has all his henchmen, right? He has all the. Now he doesn't know that John Wick buried all the bodies, right? That we learned earlier to
Right.
build the building or whatever. But like, so maybe he is really, but at the same time, nope. He knows the chop shop though, and he knows like,
Yeah.
so he knows like
Knows a reality.
elements at
So
least of this
maybe-
criminal world.
Right. It could be. It can't
John's
be
maybe
that
been
long,
out of this
but it
for,
could be
like-
a decade. You could say
Well,
possibly
Yusuf's
a
probably in
decade.
his 20s, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, you could say anywhere between 5 and 10 years and have it be relatively plausible.
Yeah.
But that puts it
Yeah.
at longer than like a
Oh,
year with this
yeah,
woman.
for sure. I hadn't
So I'm not
really thought about that before.
I would never begin to say that Vigo is a great father, but if I were his father in this scenario, I would probably make my son aware of the guy you should not go around.
Well, they all thought he was
Right.
gone
This
away.
is a it's
right?
a
They didn't even know where he's
random
at.
Yeah.
interaction at a gas station.
No, they do
Like,
know where he's at because they have his phone number.
Right, but it's a random
True.
interaction at a gas station that
What are the odds?
right in a city
mean,
of millions upon millions of people.
In
That's
New York and
just-
New Jersey, right on the line there's
Right.
a lot of.
Yeah, they're right
crossings,
across
right?
the bridge from New York City. Like,
Right, but I mean, like, growing up, like for years, I would feel like he would be hearing these. I would be telling my son these legends of like, hey, if you ever see a guy that looks like this, acts like this, you stay far away from
I
him.
think that plays into
I think they just
my
would've
spoiled brat
assumed-
kind of
Okay.
isn't in on it.
Sheltered.
Like, yeah, he's
Yeah.
been taken to the chop shop with daddy when he went and did some stuff. He's been at his uncle's place, but he was never involved. He was off playing video games or whatever.
So he knows his dad's a criminal, like a
Mhm.
gang lord or whatever, but not like the full extent of the criminal
Yeah.
underworld and the Continental and,
Right.
and all that stuff. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
That makes sense.
I can
It
buy
still
that.
could be a time though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is pretty funny. They did that, which we'll get to. They do that well.
Mhm.
Oh, it's like one of my favorite lines in the whole movie.
Oh, you mean when he sees that
Oh.
the dog pooped?
Yes, exactly. When he says, "Oh, oh,
Yeah, yep. Keanu's
my gosh."
Took that
He goes,
from
"Oh."
me.
All right, so
Vigo probably
replace
did what the dog did when he heard.
Mm-hmm.
replace Keanu Reeves with Owen Wilson saying "Wow" instead of
Oh
"Wow."
no. Actually, for Keanu, it's
This movie
Yeah.
just got so bad.
Yeah.
for
Bad.
Keanu Reeves. It's yeah.
All right, man,
Uh-huh.
you want to go? Let's go. Let's go. You kill my dog, man.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
And Owen Wilson's nose is already crooked, so it works.
It's very already crooked. You know, there was one serious movie I've ever seen him in, and it was actually super good. And it was, I'll tell you the plot because I can't remember the name because I can never remember the name. But he gets a job for some company building wells in Africa, and he takes his family over there. They're living in the penthouse of this hotel, and like the day they get there, these guerrilla troops basically attack, and he and his family have to escape. Super intense. Really good movie. Owen Wilson playing in a serious role. I don't
Okay,
count Marley
behind
and Me
enemy
as a
lines,
serious
not
role.
behind enemy lines. Yeah, behind enemy lines. That's technically not a comedy.
That's
It's
not
an
Owen
action
Wilson.
movie.
Behind
The
Enemy
football
Lines-
goes off the carrier, and he yells Wilson which is hilarious because it's Wilson yelling for Wilson.
Okay, see, I don't remember him being. I'm thinking Enemy at the Gates. Sorry, I'm thinking different.
He's literally
movie.
one of the main characters in.
I have not seen Behind
Lines.
Enemy Lines. Sorry, I am thinking Enemy at the Gates, which is the juke
It's
bomb
an
movie.
action movie, and he still throws in his one-liners, but it's not like
Gotcha.
comedy.
Yeah.
It's not a comedy.
Gotcha.
There are comedy beats in Loki, but
There are a lot of comedy
He's
beats
great in
in
Loki.
Loki. That
He is
doesn't
so
count.
good in
Loki,
Loki.
is like 50% comedy.
it's also my favorite
Marvel.
MCU TV show.
That's because it's the only.
Sorry,
that was
not
actually
including
very good.
Daredevil and
Well, yeah,
and
those don't count.
Punisher.
Those don't.
Yeah.
count.
I still haven't finished Moon Knight, to be fair. But anyway, I think that's it for
Moon
minute
Knight's
15.
good. Moon Knight's
Moon
good.
Knight
That's what I
was
keep
good.
hearing.
I
Moon
was
Knight.
telling
I'll
you
get there.
guys that Oscar
I'll get
Isaac
there.
was fantastic.
I'll get there.
I finished it a long time ago.
Yeah,
I
but
thought it
I
was
know.
great.
But while it was going on, I was telling you guys you should watch it. 'cause it was
Yes,
very
I'll
good.
get there. All right, so minute 15. It's Friday. Let's let everyone off early.
All right.
So yeah, check out TeePublic. Check out our podcasting platforms. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. And check us out on YouTube. John Wick Minute on all those things. Links in show notes for the TeePublic store. So
Sweet.
yeah, that should be it. And then listeners, next Monday you can join us again for another episode of John Wick
John
Minute.
Wick Minute.
Bye everyone.
So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks. We out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized. We out here making posters and we ain't got nothing to hide. We move forward like soldiers.